Welcome. Hi, nice to have you with me. My name's Kaylee. This is a Vinyasa style practice. Full disclosure, my body is feeling a little bit rougher for the wear after not as great of a night's sleep. So I'm probably going to take my practice down a notch or two. But if you are feeling like energetic and awesome today, great. Please meet your body where it is at. I really feel like that's kind of the crux of the practice of yoga, is to give yourself permission to meet yourself where you are, moment to moment, sometimes breath to breath even. So that said, let's start in a seated position or on your back. So you can lie down on your back with your knees bent, or you can meet me in any kind of comfortable seat. I'm going to stay upright for the sake of the audio quality, probably. Take a moment here, no need to freeze into stillness. It might feel good to nod your head side to side in either position. If you're on your back, you might windshield wiper your knees gently. If you're in a seat, maybe you nod the chin upward and downward. And then take a little side bend. Let the eyes start to soften or even close down. And then bring one hand around your heart space. Absolutely everything is optional. So if bringing a hand over your chest, underneath your collarbone somewhere feels just not quite authentic today, that's fine. Just relax your arms and your hands somewhere that feels right for you. I personally find that when I'm not feeling my best, this gesture of bringing a hand to the heart is a way for me to quite literally remind myself that I'm here for myself, that I'm present, that I've got my own back, that whatever discomfort or pain or it could be physical discomfort and pain, or even mental discomfort and pain, whatever challenges I might be bumping up against. I'm acknowledging them and reminding myself that everything passes, that I'll get through it. So wherever you landed, however you're feeling, whether you've got a hand on your heart or not, see if you can be here for yourself, right? Remind yourself that you've got your own back, that although sometimes our relationships with ourselves can be kind of fraught with a little bit of drama, or even sometimes some like lack of self-care, lack of self-love, lack of self-esteem, challenge to feel deserving, even in the midst of that, maybe reminding yourself that at the end of the day, you are who is always going to be there for yourself, for better, for worse, in sickness and health. And let that consistency, let that reliability, that trustworthiness, let it sink in as a source of strength and support for this moment and for your practice. So where you landed, take a big breath in through your nose. You've got a hand on your heart. Feel the rib cage lift up into your hand. Feel the sternum lift up as the lungs fill. And then exhale gently, let it go through the nose or the mouth. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. Meet me on your hands and your knees. Take your time to transition to your tabletop position. Fingers spread. And draw some circles with the body over the wrists, just warming up the hands, warming up the wrists. Switch the direction of those body circles. Try and stay long in the low back. So the abdominals are starting to light up here. Great. I'm going to walk forward a little bit on the mat. Bring your right toes back behind you. So you're on the ball of the right foot. Push into the right heel. Feel that stretch through your right calf. You might even send your shoulders back a little bit past the wrists. And then shift forward so the shoulders stay right over the wrists. Keep the right leg where it is. Left arm's gonna lift up. Big breath in. And then we'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, bring the left hand down. 2 more. Breathe in, lift up and open. And exhale, lower down. Last time here, nice deep breath in. This time we're gonna find a side plank variation. Left hand goes down. Pivot the inner edge of your right foot down. Maybe you bring your left foot onto the floor off of your mat, out to the left. Right arm lifts. And then draw some circles with your right arm. Check in with the shoulder. Totally fine to bend your elbow here. Soften the wrist. Switch the direction of those arm circles. And then again, find some space in the low back so you're not arching or dumping into the lumbar spine. Inhale, right arm goes forward, maybe even rainbow open the right side of your ribs, the right side of your waist toward the ceiling. And then exhale, take it back to hands and knees. Come into cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your tailbone, soften the elbows and pull the collarbones through your arms as you breathe in, maybe the chin lifts. And then cat on your exhale. Tuck the tailbone, round your spine, eagle comes in. Take it back to cow, breathe in, pull the heels of the hands energetically towards your knees. Cat pose as you exhale, energetically press your palms toward the front of your mat. 2 more times here, big breaths. See if you can start to find a satisfying range of motion in your body. For me, that actually means backing off a little bit today. Finish your last round and then find a neutral spine. Left toes go back, press the left heel back, find the left calf muscles, stretch them out. Continue to take some deep breaths into the sensations of that stretch. All right, shift the shoulders forward if they drifted back. Keep the left foot where it is, right arm comes up. Big breath in, keep pressing the left hand down. Exhale, lower the right arm, square the chest. 2 more times. Inhale, open toward the right side. Exhale, square the chest to the mat. Last time, breathe in. The right hand comes down, side plank on this side. Left arm lifts up, adjust your right foot back behind you in space. And then let's draw some circles with this arm. Notice the sensations of relaxing the wrist and the fingers. Switch the direction of those arm circles versus sending a little bit more activation into them. See if you can find the variation, the proportion of effort and ease that feels good in your body today. Left arm reaches forward, rainbow the left side body, the waist, the ribs. Inhale deeply. Exhale, we're going to take it right into downward facing dog. Take your time as you tuck your toes under, send your hips back. I'll meet you once I've ditched my coffee stained sweater today. In downward facing dog, pedal it out. So nice and easy pedaling side to side, maybe driving one heel all the way down as you deep bend the other knee and lift the other heel. And then we're going to keep one heel down, but bend that knee. So I'll do it on the left just so that it's closer to the screen. You can do either leg first. So one knee is super deeply bent. The other knee is just softly bent so that you can bring the foot, the heel on the leg that's softly bent down. So this is going to stretch a little bit different muscle in the back of the lower leg. It's called the soleus. It's underneath the calf. Let's switch legs. If that's not making sense today, no big deal. Just get your calf stretched. In order to get the soleus, we've got to have the knee bent. Let's bring both legs into an equal position here. Lift your heels forward and then take a big step with your feet to the top of your mat. Hang out in ragdoll, feet wider than hips distance for right now. Catch the crooks of your opposite elbows. Play around with putting a nice big bend in your knees. Maybe you find a little gentle sway, shifting your weight from foot to foot. Release the fingers down. Heel toe the feet a bit closer together here. Slide your palms against your shins, flat back, send your sit bones back, reach the crown of the head forward, and then roll the shoulders onto the back of the ribs. I actually like to turn the palms to face one another instead of pushing into the shins, and feel that you can squeeze your shoulder blades together instead of up toward your ears, squeeze shoulder blades toward midline. You can stay here or reach the arms forward without letting the shoulders pull forward. Super strong through your back, through your abs. Breathe in and then fold forward, let that go. Let's try that again. Lift up halfway. Your version of that halfway stretch here. Airplane arms is another option. And then fold forward on the exhale. Last time, try the airplane option if you haven't. Palms face down, shoulders hugged toward midline. Breath in. Catch your calves as you exhale into your forward fold. This time, unroll all the way up to standing. Take your time. Once your shoulders are over your hips, reach your arms up. Full body stretch. Fingertips reaching toward the ceiling, feet pressing down into the floor. And then draw the hands back to your heart center in Anjali Mudra. Let the eyes soften or close. Come back to that commitment to show up for yourself, to put in your best effort at the same time as you commit to honoring your body, meeting yourself where you are in this moment. Whatever you need toward that end, toward that goal, take a deep breath in, let yourself fill your body with that commitment. And then open mouth, exhale, offer it up. Blink your eyes open, reach upward on the in-breath. And then fold forward, long exhale. Halfway stretch, breathe in. I'm gonna keep my palms on my shins, but do the version that works for you. Plant the hands, step back to high push-up, rock forward, lower all the way down. Just one time like this. Cobra with floating arms and hands. Inhale, pull back with your elbows and your fingers. And then downward facing dog. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Stay here, take a nice long breath in through your nose. Maybe the lips stay sealed. Exhale, Ujjayi, back out through the nose. Look forward, lift the heels as you inhale. Empty all of your breath and then take a big step or a bunch of little ones. Feet land together between your thumbs. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. All the way up, we're gonna add on this time. Inhale. Catch your left wrist, find a side bend. Option to root down into your right foot. Bring the left toes back behind you. Bend your right knee a bunch. Opening up through the left side body, stay long in the low back again. Come back to the center, breathe in, and then swap it out. Catch the right wrist, stay here, or option 2, bring your right foot back behind you to the left. So already getting a little lunge if you're with me in this variation. Back to the center, deep breath in, and then fold forward, long breath out. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Plant the hands, step back to high push-up, rock forward, lower half or all the way down. Upward dog or cobra, inhale, pull the shoulders down your back, press the heart forward. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Set your eyes toward your toes or the center of your mat, breathe in. Push chest to thighs a little bit more as you breathe out. Look forward, lift the heels on an inhale. Exhale your breath and then travel to the top of the mat. Step, walk, or hop. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Unroll all the way up on the inhale. Catch left wrist, go right. Maybe the left foot taps back on the exhale. Back to the center, breathe in. And then switch sides, breathe out. Come back to the center, nice long inhale. Fold forward and empty. Halfway stretch, one more like this, breathe in. Plant the hands, step back, take it through your vinyasa. When you get to downward facing dog, go ahead and take one more round. of Surya Namaskar. In down dog, you can pause for a breath or two or step right back to the top of the mat. So the vinyasa portion is a nice part of the flow that you can personalize. You can always skip chaturanga. You can always add a bonus chaturanga. See if you can sync up your movement to your breath. And sync up the choices that you make with your movement to the needs and the sensations that your body is informing you of. The next time you find down dog, no rush. Take your right leg back behind you. Once you've got the right leg lifted, put a bend in your right knee and then externally open the right hip here. And keep pointing the right knee up toward the ceiling. A little bend in the left knee. Push your right hand down to bring your chest closer to your left thigh. Re-extend the right leg as you breathe in. Bring right knee to your right elbow as you breathe out. Shoulders stack over your wrists. Take back to three-legged dog. Breathe in. Right knee, left elbow as you breathe out. Back to three-legged. Inhale. And then step the right foot forward. Drop the left knee down. Finding a supported crescent lunge. Arms reach up, or maybe your hands find your hips. Bring your hips right over the left knee. And then create some sensation in the front of the left hip and thigh by tucking the tailbone a bit, or at least finding a neutral pelvis. Energetically press your right foot down and drag it backward. At the same time as you press your left knee down and energetically drag it forward. Big stretch for the left quads, perhaps, or the left hip flexors. Stay here, but bring your right forearm to your right thigh, and then start to rotate the torso to the right. So getting a little bit more in the outer edge of that left hip and upper thigh region. And stay here, or bring your right hand to your lower back. As you inhale, maybe you take a little bit of a back bend. It's kind of like half camel here. And then Hanumanasana, circle your hands to frame out the front leg, straightening out the right leg until you feel a stretch in the back of the right leg. You can flex the right toes, pulling them toward the right shin. And find that sweet spot where you're not forcing a stretch on your body, but there's some sort of sensation that feels meaningful, that feels beneficial. Come back to a nice rhythmic breath here. Maybe you close the eyes. Take one or two more rounds of breath. Maybe you back off just a little bit from the stretch as you breathe in, and then drop a little bit deeper into the stretch as you breathe out. Start to rebend the front knee here. Tuck the back set of toes under. We're gonna lift the left knee, pivot the left heel down, and then find airplane arms. Reach the arms back. It's the lightning warrior. Push into the base of your right big toe. Pull your belly away from your right thigh. Super strong asana, super strong pose here. Breathe in. Stick with it as you breathe out, and then we're gonna open to reverse triangle. It's like reverse warrior, but you straighten out the front leg. Maybe you lift the ball of the front foot and push into the right heel. Everything but the heel could lift, as long as you don't feel like you're gonna lose your balance and do the splits without wanting to. If you wanna do the splits, great, go for it. Breathe in. And then cartwheel your hands, frame out that front foot, step back and take it through your vinyasa. Remember, you can always skip the low push-up and land in downward facing dog. You can always add an additional chaturanga. I'm moving a little bit slower than usual today. Left leg lifts, and then bend the left knee. So I mentioned that because if you need to move fast, really work with that. Maybe find a way either to temper it just a little bit, or find a way to add some things in so that you feel like you really are being true to yourself. Re-extend left leg on an in-breath, left elbow as you exhale. Kick back, breathe in. Left knee, right elbow, breathe out. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, step between the thumbs, drop the right knee down, find supported crescent lunge on this side. Arms reach up, the rib cage gently pulls away from the hips. And then find that neutral alignment through your pelvis. If you're not feeling sensation in the front of the right thigh, we use that energetic kind of ground reaction force is what it's called. Push the left foot down and energetically back. If you were like sliding your foot through sand, you would make a mark, pulling that left heel back and energetically press the right knee down and forward. And stay here, or bring your left forearm to your left thigh and start to rotate the torso to the left without letting the left knee swivel. I have to remind myself that knee might want to move. Keep your hips square to the front of the mat so that you can feel the stretch in the outside of the right hip and thigh. And stay here, or you bring your left hand to your lower back, creating a half camel. Again, keep the tailbone in that neutral position if possible. Nice big breath in. Maybe you even take your eyeballs up toward the right hand and then frame out the left leg for Hanumanasana, your version of half or full splits on this side. Stay tuned in to your body. Try not to check out here, especially on the left side. It can be a little tempting to kind of let the mind wander a bunch. And that's anytime you notice yourself doing that, it's so human. And it's such a cool opportunity to remember whatever commitment or intention you set up this practice around. Maybe the inhales let you kind of back out of the stretch ever so slightly. For me, I can come up onto the fingers, breathe in. And then melt it back down as you breathe out. Take one more long breath like that. Inhale. And exhale. All right. Lightning warrior. Rebend the back, the left knee rather. Pivot the right heel down as you lift the right knee. And then lightening your arms by your side like airplane wings. Notice if your tailbone popped up here. Can you find, again, that neutral alignment? So we're integrating the lower back and the lower abdominals. One more deep, strong breath in through the nose. Stay low as you exhale. Reverse triangle, cartwheel the arms backward. Straighten the left knee, maybe lift the left foot as you drive that left heel down. Breathing space into your left side waist, your left rib cage. One more in breath. Circle your hands to the top of the mat as you exhale and vinyasa through your flow. From upward facing dog, if you need more, finish that inhale. And then it's a double exhale, chaturanga, to downward facing dog. Whew. One deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, let it go through the mouth or the nose. Lift the heels, look forward. Empty the breath, step, walk, or hop your feet to the top. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Unroll all the way up on the inhale. Catch left wrist, go right. Maybe you step the left foot back to the right on the exhale. Back to the center, breathe in. Catch right wrist, go left, breathe out. Center, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Vinyasa will meet in downward facing dog, and then we're gonna put that flow together, changing it up a little bit. From downward facing dog, once you're there, right leg goes long, breathe in. Right elbow shift forward as you breathe out. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, left elbow, shoulders over wrist. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Step forward, keep the back knee and heel lifted. Full crescent lunge, inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe you soft bend the left knee to find that neutral alignment through your pelvis. Bring the arms out in front of you, the palms are facing one another. And then we're gonna backstroke the right arm into our open arm crescent twist. So let's try that again. Sweep the right arm down by your right side, palms face or even touch. And then backstroke right arm. One more time. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, backstroke that arm. Stay here. Bring your right hand to your lower back or the outside of your left hip as you lift the left arm up. Stay here or take your eyeballs up toward your top hand. We're going to slowly start to hover the left knee right over the mat. Big inhale here. And then pyramid pose as you breathe out. Forgot where I wanted to go next. So pyramid pose, instead of dropping the left knee, we have it lifted. Straightening out both legs just until you feel a meaningful stretch again. Good place to give your head a gentle little shake or a little nod. We're going to turn this into lightning warrior. Maybe you drag the left foot back a little bit. Press into the knife edge of your left foot. Reach the arms by your side. Lightning warrior. Big breath in. Stay here as you breathe out. Reverse triangle. Cartwheel the arms open on the inhale. And then cartwheel the hands down. Step it back. Flow through to downward facing dog. We're on the left side here. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, left elbow. Kick it back, breathe in. Tap the right elbow as you breathe out. Inhale, press into the hands, kick. Exhale, big step to the top, crescent lunge. Sweep the arms up, square your hips and your heart toward the front. Option to soften the back knee so that you can find that alignment in your pelvis and that engagement in your glutes. Bring the arms forward, palms face, big breath in. Left arm back strokes on the exhale. Inhale, sweep it down, palms face or touch. 2 more times. Exhale, back stroke, opening the shoulder. Follow the left hand. Inhale it forward. Exhale it back, hold. Bring the left hand to your lower back. Right arm comes up. Revolved crescent lunge here. Option to take your eyes up toward the right hand as you start to slowly lower the right knee straight down from the right hip. Pyramid pose. Hands come down. Maybe the right foot steps forward a little bit. Let your torso really just pour forward over your left leg. Anytime we have the head below the heart, it's a nice kind of memo to the nervous system that it's okay to relax, that we're safe. Slide the right foot back if you need to. Reverse triangle. Oh, no, I forgot. Oh my goodness, it's one of those days for real. If you remembered, good on you. Lightning warrior. Pull back through the fingertips. So bending that left knee first. Breathe in. Stay low here as you breathe out. Now we've got reverse triangles. Straighten the left knee. Maybe you lift the left toes. And then circle your hands to the mat. Flow through. Continuing to work with your breath in and out. All right, right leg goes high. We're gonna put it together, breathe in, hopefully. Right elbow as you breathe out, moving with strength. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, left elbow, moving with intention. Kick back, breathe in. Step forward as you breathe out, full crescent lunge. Inhale it up. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Revolved crescent, deep breath in. And then pyramid as you breathe out. Hold it here. Maybe you lift the right toes. Breath in. Breath out. Breathe in the front knee. Lightning warrior. Inhale. Stick with it on the exhale. Reverse triangle, peel and open, stretch back. And then circle the hands to the top, Vinyasa. Deep inhale, pull through the chest. Big exhale, press back with your hands. Left side, inhale. Left elbow, exhale. Kick, breathe in. Go to the right, breathe out. Three-legged, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Open arms left, finish the breath out. Revolved crescent, maybe you look up on the inhale. Pyramid variation, you can keep the feet split or step them closer together, exhale. Rebend the front knee, step back if you need, lightning warrior, breathe in. Breathe out, maybe you take it a little lower. Reverse triangle, spin open and fill. And then cartwheel it down. We'll meet in downward facing dog. However you want to get there is great. From downward facing dog, take a cleansing breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale this time. Lift the heels, look forward. Empty the breath, step walk or hop to the top. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Chest to thighs, breathe out. Unroll all the way up on the inhale. Catch left wrist, go right on the exhale. Back to the center, breathe in. And then switch sides as you breathe out. Come back to the center, we're gonna add on a little bit here. Inhale. And then lightning chair, sweep the arms back. Neutral pelvis, long spine. Keep your knees bent and your hips hinged. Reach forward, chair pose, breath in. Lightning chair, option to lift the heels. Two more like that. Inhale, chair, to walk back a little bit. Exhale, lightning. Work with your space, right? Inhale, chair. Exhale, lightning. Hold it here. If the heels are lifted, bring your hands to your heart. And then slowly start to straighten up the spine. Push the knees forward. We're gonna find a toe stand, lowering your hips to your heels. So shoulders over your hips. Leg bones are parallel to the floor. In your toe stand, let's see if we can reverse that. Stay on the tippy toes. We're to lift the hips and lower the hips. We'll add on a little bit. Lift a few inches and then lower a few inches. Lots of quad work right here. One more, lift even higher, lower all the way down. All right, back to lightning chair. Keep the heels lifted if you've got them there for 5. Good, 4. 3, maybe you drop a little bit lower, but keep the connection with your legs for 2. Maybe the heels stay lifted as you stand all the way up. Squeeze the legs together, breathe in. Drop your heels down, bring your hands to your heart. Breathe out. Arms up on the in-breath. Lightning chair on the exhale. Oh my goodness, legs again. Reach the arms forward, breathe in. Lightning chair, breathe out. Last time, inhale forward, pump the breath. Exhale back. This time, interlace your fingers if you can. Find that bind, breathe into it. With the bind, fold forward, chest to thighs. Hold here, look between your legs toward the wall behind you if you can. Maybe look down toward your ankles if not. So trying to lengthen the back of the neck here. Might be tempting to look forward, but see if you can find your balance with your eyes looking back between your legs. Release the hands. Heel toe the feet a little bit further apart. We're gonna find probably the pose where we step onto the palms of the hands. My goodness. So palms face up, soles of the feet face down, toes connect with your wrist creases. Bend your knees a bunch. Take a breath in. Keep that bind as you exhale, fold forward, push the feet down into the palms as you pull the palms up on the feet. One more with an optional lion's breath. Inhale, bend the knees. Lion's breath, exhale as you straighten the legs. Release the hands out from underneath the feet. Find your halfway stretch as you inhale. Step it back or jump it back to chaturanga. We're going to take it through our flow one more time, adding a couple extra bits in. From downward facing dog, right leg goes high, breathe in. Right knee, left elbow, hold it there. Kick your right leg out to the left, and then pick up the left arm. You can set the right foot down, or you can keep it hovering. If you've got the foot hovering, little pulses, use the inner thigh, turn the right heel up. 5, 4, 3, 2, deep breath in. Left hand down, right leg all the way back. Inhale. Step forward as you exhale, full crescent lunge. Breathe in. Open arms to the right as you breathe out. Revolved crescent, inhale. And then pyramid variation as you exhale. Stay here, take a breath in and a breath out. Lightning warrior, breathe into the front knee, breathe in. Stay as you breathe out, belly comes away from the right thigh. Reverse triangle, here's where we're gonna add on inhale. Side lunge to the back of the mat. Arms can find a T shape or you can bring your hands to your heart, whatever feels most comfortable. Spine is parallel to the floor. We're gonna come to star as you breathe in, reach up. Side lunge to the back, maybe you tap inside of your left foot with your fingers. 2 more, inhale, star. Exhale, tap it back. Last time, inhale, star. Exhale, tap back. This time, as you come into star, you're gonna actually lift the right leg and find a single-legged balance at the back of the mat. Right knees lifted, arms are up. Stay here as you breathe in. And then you're gonna lever forward, finding standing splits. Right leg goes up. Bring right knee to left calf. And then take it back to standing splits. 2 more times, bend the knees, right knee, left calf. Standing splits. Last time, right knee, left calf. Hold it here, hold it here. Maybe you bring your hands to your heart center. From here, single-legged mountain, breathe in. All right, Shiva squat, that's right knee, left calf as you breathe out. Single-legged mountain, good. Press the earth away with the left foot. Last time, Shiva squat. Single-legged mountain, breathe in. We're gonna find that side lunge to the back. Right foot steps forward, bend your left knee. Star pose on the inhale. And then lightning or airplane pose. Let's do airplane pose. Lift the left leg all the way up. Draw the abdominals in so you're finding lots of space in the lower back. Stay here or reach one or both of your arms forward for Virabhadrasana 3. Bring your hands to your heart. If your arms are reaching forward, keep the left leg straight. Bend your right knee as much as you possibly can. We're gonna take a big step to reverse warrior. Left foot goes back, right knee is bent, breathe in. Cartwheel your hands. This time, we're gonna find a side plank to the right. So pivot the heels, maybe one or both of them to the left. Right arm comes up. Maybe the right leg follows suit. Push the floor away with your bottom hand. Reach the right arm forward. Take a breath in. If the right leg's lifted, keep it lifted as you find a high push-up with that right leg lifted. Right leg straight back in space behind you. You either got both balls of the feet down or just the left. If the right leg's lifted, tent the left fingers. Keep your shoulders, especially that right shoulder, over the right wrist. If the left fingers are tented, maybe you reach that left arm forward for 5. 4, 3, 2, plant the hand, chaturanga to upward facing dog, breathing in. Downward facing dog, home stretch on the left. Inhale, kick. Exhale, left elbow. 3-legged dog, big breath in, work with your breath. Exhale, right elbow, kick that left leg out. You can set the left foot down as you reach the right arm up, or float the left leg up. Lift the left heel higher than the left big toe if it's floating. Pulse. Lift up through the inner thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2. Big breath in. Right hand down, left leg back. Finish the inhale. Step forward. Full crescent lunge. Rise and fill. Open arms. Take it to the left. Revolved crescent. Breathe in. Pyramid variation. Breathe out. Stay here. Take one long breath in. And a long breath out. Oh my goodness. Pivot the back heel down. Lightning warrior. Airplane the arms. Breathe in. And out. Here comes our circuit. Reverse triangle on the inhale. Side lunge at the back of the mat. Chest and spine and torso parallel to the floor. Spine is flat and straight, especially that lower back. From here, star pose, breathe in. 2 more side lunges, breathe out. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale star. This time we've got that single-legged mountain at the back. So find your side lunge, shift into that right foot, left knee lifts, arms come up. Find your balance here, breathe in. Lever it back, standing splits. Inhale deeply. Shiva splat, left knee, right calf. Back to standing splits 2 times. Inhale. Knee to calf, exhale. Last time, breathe in. Knee to calf, bring your hands to your heart. Hold it here. So our next dynamic balance is single-legged mountain back to Shiva squat. Rise it up, left knee lifts. Back to Shiva squat. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale it down. Last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Take it back to star pose on the inhale. And then airplane, launch forward. Find your balance here. It's totally fine for that right hip to peel open a little bit, but try not to let it peel way open. So as opposed to half moon where the hips are totally open, we're either squaring the hips down or taking just a tiny angle open toward maybe the right side of the floor. Stay here or reach one or both arms forward, knit the floating ribs in. Bring the hands to the heart. Keep that right leg long and strong and lifted as you bend your left knee a bunch. Big step, right foot to the back, reverse warrior, breathe in. Side plank variation facing the left. Maybe the left leg lifts, maybe the left arm lifts. Maybe you've got that left leg down or even the right knee down. If you've got the left leg lifted, reach the left arm forward, keep the left leg lifted as you find plank, shoulders over wrists. Left shoulder stays over left wrist, maybe you tent the right fingers. Keep pressing the floor away with your left hand and your right foot, maybe the right arm reaches forward. 5, woo, I might lose it. 4, I'm done. 3, 2, meet me in chaturanga on 1. Upward facing dog, last one, breathe in. And then child's pose, drop your knees, stretch your hips way, way, way back. Take a few nice rounds of breath here, breathe into the wrists. Let the muscles around your jaw ungrip. Let go of any tension that you might be holding in your upper back or shoulders. From child's pose, go ahead and work your way onto your back. Awesome work. Thanks for hanging in there with my short-term memory loss during that flow sequence. Bend your knees. Feet are down underneath the knees. Let's reach the arms back up over the head. Bend the elbows, catch your right wrist. Tiny tuck of the tailbone. And then take a side bend. Keep your hips down, but bring your shoulders over to the left. Try and lengthen the right side of your body by dropping that right hip downward toward the right heel. You can nod your chin over to the left. Come through the center, reach the arms up toward the ceiling, and then circle through your wrists. So release, relax the fingers, switch the direction of those wrist circles. Breathe in, breathe out. And then reach the arms back, catch the left wrist or even the left elbow. Shoulders lift and move over, and head lifts and moves over to the right. But keep your hips down. Keep pressing that left hip and the left side of your low back towards your left heel. Perhaps the chin nods to the right. So we're taking a fully supported side bend here. Use your feet to keep your knees in place. As you bring the shoulders, head and neck back through center, bring your arms by your side. And then press your feet straight down as you lift the hips, coming into a glute bridge. So not a high bridge right now. You can even bring the palms or the heels of your hands to your hips and push down, or make fists, push straight down with your hands and resist that with your hips. So you'll feel your glutes, squeeze your butt together. Feet are pushing straight down. And then lower the hips down. All right, this time you're going to bring your palms to the tops of your thighs and press your feet down as well as forward. So push feet down and forward. Feel your quads here, so fronts of the thighs. As if you were dragging the heels of your feet toward the top of your mat. You can go ahead and relax your hands. It's not doing much for me here. Roll back through your shoulders a little bit. So this is probably a more familiar version of bridge. Breathe in. And then lower down nice and slow. Last variation of bridge pose. This time the feet are going to push down, but energetically, as if you're pulling your heels toward your back. Push down, and then try and kind of pull your heels underneath your body. Find the back of your thighs. So hamstrings, maybe the knees actually press past the toes. Big, deep inhales, curling your heels toward your butt. And then lower it down all the way. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more back bend, bridge or wheel. So any variation, we'll take a few rounds of breath here. If you want to play with those 3 different directions of pressure, you can push feet down and away, find the fronts of the thighs, push feet down and toward you, as if you're pulling your heels underneath your body, find your hamstrings. And then if you want to find your glutes, press the feet straight down. You're either here in some version of bridge, or maybe you pop up into wheel. Whatever iteration you've landed in, can you breathe in a way that feels smooth and supportive and calming for your mind? If you're still lifted, take one more deep breath in, brightening up the shape, and then slowly lower down. Bring your feet all the way to the edges of your yoga mat, keep the knees bent, and then let the knees drop inward to rest against one another. And bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And do a gentle little check-in without getting too analytical. So notice how your body feels, and notice if intuitively there's any other shapes or stretches that you might be able to benefit from before you come into Shavasana. For me, I'm going to come into a straight-legged forward fold. Take your time if you'd like to join me. Straight-legged is kind of a bit of a misnomer for me. I'm just going to let the knees relax and come out of that bend. Maybe the feet are together, maybe they're a little wider apart. But if you're joining me in this forward fold, lift your arms up, lift the ribs away from the hips, and then hinge forward from the hips first. So flat back for as long as you can keep the back flat, and then go ahead and round into your forward fold. Nice variation, if you want, is to tuck the forearms underneath your knees and catch the crooks of your opposite elbows. It's creating just like a little lift for the knees to bring the earth up to the back of the knees so that that joint feels really supported. Let the head get heavy. Maybe you let the lips part slightly and move the hinges of your jaw around gently. If you haven't, and it would feel good to do so, let the eyes close down so that you can really, really connect with the sensations of the stretch. Notice how your body responds as you hang out here for another 30 seconds or so. And see if you can honor the sensations in your body. So you might feel an invitation to drop in a little bit deeper. You might feel some pushback and honor that by backing off out of the stretch a little bit. When you're ready, start to lift up, walk the hands back, working your way toward a resting shape. So traditionally, Shavasana is practiced on the back, but depending on how you're feeling, it might be a day where you want to practice in an upright C or on your belly or even on your side. Take a few moments to shift and move around in any way that feels intuitively right for your body. And eventually let yourself drop into some stillness. Notice if there's pockets where you're still holding muscular tension. Notice that you no longer need to hold your body up. That you can actually let gravity help relax some of those little pockets of lingering tension. And imagine that your body could almost like melt. Let the cells and the muscles kind of spill away from the bone. And stay here, soaking up the stillness, letting the effort of your practice fully land. You can listen for my voice in just a few moments to end our practice. Or if you have more time, feel free to log off or shut off the recording. You're ready to move on with your day. Give your head a very gentle nod side to side. Take some deeper breaths as you maybe point the toes or circle your ankles and wiggle your fingers or give your arms a stretch overhead. When you're ready, meet me in a seated position. Absolutely no rush to get there. And when you land, bring your hands, both of them, with the palms open up against your heart space, coming back to that connection, coming back to that reminder that for better or worse, in great moments and not so great moments, at the end of the day, the person who will consistently be there for you is yourself. And so pausing to acknowledge that companionship, that connection, pausing to commit to cultivating a companionship and a connection that is as supportive and encouraging as possible. Big breath into that. Let your heart lift up toward your hands. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. Awesome work today. Thank you for showing up. Keep taking good care of yourself. I hope to see you again soon. I will be off for a couple